In today's video, we're talking about something massive. Phainon's banner just broke the all-time day one revenue record across all HoYoverse games, and honestly, that's not something you see every patch. This isn't just big for Honkai Star Rail, it's a statement from the player base. Save up to 25% on the Phainon banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description. So here's what happened. On July 2nd, HoYoverse dropped the long-awaited banner featuring Phainon and Tribi, and it hit 1.9 million USD in sales on just the first day. That's higher than any other banner we've seen, not just in Star Rail, but in Genshin too. It even passed Castoris and Tingyun's new form, who held the previous record of 1.892 million. And the craziest part? There was no top-up bonus reset this patch. No recharge bait, no double jades, just pure demand. That tells you people really wanted these characters. Let's break down why. Phainon is a physical destruction unit who doesn't use skill points at all. Instead, he builds up something called Core Flame, and once it hits 12, he transforms. During this transformation, he becomes unstoppable, literally immune to crowd control, and takes 8 consecutive turns, burning through enemies with massive physical damage. His ultimate gives enemies physical weakness and boosts his own damage by a huge amount thanks to high resistance penetration scaling. He doesn't do utility, he just dominates the field. And then there's Tribi, the 5-star harmony support on the banner, who isn't just there to fill space. She boosts the team's resistance penetration and adds debuffs that increase vulnerability on enemies, normally annihilating territory, but somehow blends it into support play. She also helps with energy regen and synergizes well with follow-up comps. Honestly, Phainon and Tribi as a duo just work, both mechanically and in terms of flavor. But that's only part of the picture. To really understand how big this banner was, you've got to look at who they beat. Back in April, Castoris and Tingyun's new form dropped and basically exploded. Castoris introduced a completely fresh mechanic, a summon-based quantum remembrance playstyle with Netherwing, a floating damage source that scales off HP burn. Her whole gimmick is that she sacrifices her allies' HP, then heals them back while keeping the enemy under constant AoE pressure. It's weird, but in a fun way. And she was paired with Tingyun's new form, now going by Fugue, who turned into a speed-based buffer with both harmony and nihility-like effects, giving quick buffs and solid uptime on energy regeneration. Then in May, we got Hyacine and the Herda, who also did really well. Hyacine is a Remembrance Wind healer that focuses on reactive support, keeping teams alive while also dealing solid AoE damage through auto-scaling mechanics. She works really well with characters like Herta, who in her redesigned form now operates as an Ice Erudition burst unit, a big shift from the older meme version Herta we used to know. Their synergy pushed that banner to 1.522 million USD, which is no small feat. After that, we saw a bit of a drop. Anaxa and Dr. Ratio pulled in around 519,000 US dollars. Not terrible, but clearly not in the same tier. Dr. Ratio is a free hunt character we've seen before, focused on follow-up attacks and imaginary damage. Anaxa, on the other hand, is a wind-based erudition unit who scales well with defense reduction debuffs and pairs best in double DPS setups. But the general hype just wasn't there. Same with Cypher and Aglia, who ended up doing about 446,000 USD. Cypher is a fast quantum nihility sub-DPS with DEF reducing follow-up attacks. She plays well in quick-rotating teams, but didn't stand out meta-wise. Aglaia is a lightning remembrance summoner with a unique memo sprite called Garment Maker. She's elegant, fun, but a bit harder to build around, which might explain the weaker performance. So in that lineup, Phainon and Tribi didn't just succeed, they completely dominated. And I think the reason is simple. They hit the sweet spot. Phainon brought raw, no-nonsense damage for players who were tired of gimmicks, and Tribi gave that extra bit of depth and meta-utility to justify pulling. Combined with strong story presence and months of community build-up, this banner had everything. We don't know yet how future characters like March 7th's new form or Cyrene will perform, but the bar has now been raised. A record of 1.9 million on day one without recharge bonuses is insane. And unless HoYo has something huge planned, this might be a record that stands for a while. That's all for this one. If you want more breakdowns like this, kits, revenue trends, and why players are pulling, go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot more to dig into with version 3.5 and beyond, and I'll be here for all of it. Save up to 25% on the Phainon banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.